Hey everybody, it's me Hetty, and I am going to bring you in on how I make up and freeze garlic bread. I'm using pre-sliced, as you can see. I make my own sometimes. This is not about garlic butter, but I am going to show you how I make my garlic butter quickly. Okay, so like I said, today I'm just using commercial sliced Italian bread. All right. Also, I have a pound of butter at room temp that I've got a whisk in so I can mix everything in as we go along. You can use granulated garlic, and I will have all that information below. Today, I'm using a mixture of both. So I'm going to show you what I have, and then I'll tell you about it as we go. So I'm using some of my oven roasted garlic, and if you really want to add flavor, you can do this too. I have a video for that. I'll put it somewhere up in the thing. And I'm using granulated garlic as well. Like I said, this is unsalted butter. So I do have some salt that I'm going to add a couple of pinches in. And this is this is some of mine. I try to finish hand grinding it. This is my parsley, and actually just a pinch of my own Italian seasoning, which not plugging another video, but I will put a link if you want to learn how to make your own Italian seasoning, amongst others. But anyway, look, I got a lot of work to do. As you can see, look, I've been drying these, now I got to process all of them. But that's what I took off of to grind up. Got all kinds of good stuff in there. Thyme, parsley, dill, you name it. Anyway, for a moment, I'm going to push this up out of the way. So here's my butter. And I'm going to give you, in the video, I'm going to give you instructions for a pound of butter, which is 4 sticks. But also, underneath in the description box, I will also add instructions for 1 stick of butter, because a lot of you're just going to have the 1 stick, and a lot of this is to taste. So I'll also down below give you instructions for 1 stick of butter. So here's my pound. This is about 2 heads of my oven roasted garlic. When I say heads, a lot of people call these cloves. This is some of my oven roasted garlic. It wasn't overly big this time, but this is, as you can see, I just cut the tip off and roasted it just like this. Mixed in with some olive oil, like I've shown y'all, and yet that's another video. That's been a pretty popular video. But anyway, back to this. So I'm going to just add the garlic in. Trying to get this where you can see it, because the video is really about how to make your own and not buy all that Texas toast and stuff. I mean, have you read the ingredients in that stuff? I've been trying to do better myself. Okay, so like I said, that's about 2 heads. They weren't overly big. If they're great big, I would just use 1. But a lot of this is going to be to your taste. Okay? And for this whole pound, I grabbed the wrong measuring spoon. I'm going to put a nice rounded tablespoon of granulated garlic. Yes, I said it, granulated garlic. So let me get this going. And then I'm also, for this whole pound, I'm going to be adding in a big rounded tablespoon. This is my parsley, and I've got a smidgen of my Italian in here that I ground up myself, that a lot of times I'll finish it off with mortar and pestle. Why? Because you'll end up with a fine powder. And if you don't want a fine powder, you'll have to finish it yourself. If you're growing your own herbs, I'm talking about. Now look, I'm not being uppity. I grow my own herbs, and they're delicious. I enjoy just piddling with them a little bit, but I'm not above. I would just use parsley flakes if that's what you want to use. Get them dried at the grocery store. It's good. I did that for years raising my boys. So anyway, as you can see, I'm just going in. I'm not going to show you every little second of me mixing this up. So when I get this mixed up, I'll bring you right back. All right, so I've just been whisking this up. You can use, I'm showing you, it's room temp. You can use a fork. And again, this is to taste. I'm going to come in, and I'm going to go in with about, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm using unsalted butter. I would use a little less than that if I was using salted butter. But it is a to-taste thing. So I'm going to give this a nice little mix. Matter of fact, I feel like I want to come back in with my herbs a little bit, maybe another teaspoon. I add it in. Now I'm going to just give it a little taste. Yum, yum, right on the mark. In fact, I might even add another, just a little shake of garlic, granulated. Now again, this is all going to be based on your taste. So, I've got some beautiful garlic butter. And of course, if you just need to make a stick of it, or even half a stick, you can just, cut the ingredients down as needed. I'll get you started with a stick, and then you can cut that in half and just go by taste. All right, so here's my butter, beautiful, soft, see that? All right, and I'm going to show you, use a butter knife. I've got so many things that I use. It's just usually whatever I grab. I've even got a small icing spatula. I've got an actual just butter, but I don't like to really use it in a case like this because it will go through those holes, which I don't mind when I'm using it for toast. Then I have just an old-fashioned, this was Mama's, old spreader. All right, so we're going to get going with this, and I'm going to show you the next step. I've run my mouth enough. Hope y'all all been doing good. I think about y'all. I know it's been a long time, almost a year since I made a video. That's for another video if y'all want to hear about it. Okay, look, I'm coming in, and I don't go paper thin, but I don't go overly thick. I put it on thick, and then I just kind of pull off. Look at that. Okay, it's, again, this your garlic toast. It's going to be to your liking. Now, look, when I make this up, I'll even do up to 2 loaves at a time. Some of this we're going to eat tonight because we're just having spaghetti. And some of this is going into the freezer for the next time we have spaghetti. Or any other thing like that. Just a nice salad, or even, broiled fish or anything like that. Anything you like to eat garlic bread with. But this is really a good recipe, and the mixture of the granulated garlic and the oven roasted garlic, really, it's worth the effort. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of these, and then I'll show you what I do next. Hey guys, look at this. I did this whole tray. I've got a shelf that this fits in perfectly, and I'm going to go freeze this for, I don't know, minimum 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, just depending on when I remember. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to set a timer. And then when these have been in the freezer, I'll show you exactly what I do next. In just a minute, I'm going to show you what I do when I'm putting them directly in the oven. Okay, be back in a moment. Alrighty, my way isn't the only way. What do I tell y'all all the time? I'm only showing you how I do it. Now, obviously, I'm making some for tonight. So I've preheated my oven at 400. All right, so if it is not frozen, You're going to put it in at 400, 8 to 10 minutes. Of course, you've got to keep a watch on it toward the end because I don't know your stove. Your oven temps may vary. We've talked about this. My boys like Parmesan. They also like a crispy toast. So I lay mine out like this. But if you were going for a softer bread, you know, you could put it in, wrap it in foil, and you'd put it in 12 to 15 minutes. Then if you wanted, you could actually loosen that foil, open it up, and leave it in for about another 2 or 3 minutes, keeping an eye on it. We'll talk about the frozen temps when the other has finished freezing. Y'all know I'm, if I can speak, flash freezing more bread so I can show y'all that's how I do it. Okay, moving on. I have Parmesan. So when I'm going to do, say half and half, do Parmesan, I have it, of course, and I recommend, I can't make you do it, do not use that packaged stuff. Grate it yourself, doesn't take long at all. Anyway, that's also just my opinion. It's a better product and less additives if you are trying to make little changes in your diet. I didn't say diet, just healthy changes, alternatives. So, I told you 400, 8 to 10 minutes. After about 5 minutes, I pull them out, and if I'm going to turn them into Parmesan, I go in and I just sprinkle the Parmesan on top. Then I finish it off just like I told you, and like I said, the instructions will be down below. Now, Hetty, why do you not add the Parmesan in with the butter? Because I don't know, it's a personal thing for me. I just don't care for how the cheese in this situation freezes. It's just easier to do this. You're going to be having Parmesan. I mean, if you use that stuff in that green box, you know, that round green box, you can do that too if you want to. But I do use my own Parmesan cheese. I don't, not my own, you know, I mean, I grate it myself. Anyway, when these are toasted, I'll do one side will be Parmesan, one won't, and then I'll let you see. And then later on, I'll show you the frozen, okay? And thank you if you're still watching this video. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, I really do. And if you do like this content, you know, am I gonna say it? You know what to do. It sure does help the channel quite a bit. I almost forgot to show y'all, and I almost forgot to do it, but so this almost finished. I've got about 2 or 3 more minutes. So all I do is I just come in, and now you can do this part like you want. And I just top it with a little Parmesan if you want Parmesan garlic toast. And that's it. I'll show you this in just a minute when it's done. It's gorgeous and it tastes delicious. Okay, I'll see y'all in a minute. How's that look? Pretty good, huh? I guarantee you there won't be a piece left after supper. So I am going to go eat. But I wanted to show y'all how that came out. Parmesan or plain. And I will show you in somewhere in the video, I will show you the frozen. Okay guys, look at this. I did this whole tray. I've got a shelf that this fits in perfectly. And I'm gonna go freeze this for, I don't know, minimum 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours, just depending on when I remember. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna set a timer. And then when these have been in the freezer, I'll show you exactly what I do next. All right, everybody, it's several hours later. I just put them in there, in the freezer, and I want you to see, look. Now, they have frozen. They're going right back in the freezer. And I just take a Ziploc bag, put them in here. I date it. See that? And that's how I do it, guys. It's simple as that. So make your own garlic bread. I think you'll be really, really glad you did. The taste is so much better, and Lord knows what actually is going into the New York style Texas toast or whatever. I know it's not butter and what you saw me put in. It's got a lot of other stuff. And then of course they freeze it. And like I said, look, most of the time I got this, it was on sale. This is pretty good bread. It even makes a great chicken sandwich. Not the garlic bread, just the bread. Makes a great chicken sandwich. But I will tell you, get you a baguette. Slice it the way you want it, as thick as you want. Do the same thing. One of those big flatter loaves of Italian bread that are just all together. And then you don't need to buy the coals or whatever. And then you can also do this, like I just said, buy the long baguette, split it down, just cut it in half, flip it. You just spread all the garlic butter on that, flash freeze it, boom. So how do you like that? And like I said, all the oven instructions, everything will be down below. So anyway, guys, all I can do is show you how I do it. You can use this fresh or frozen. I love y'all, and I promise, I'll see you in the next video. I'm not promising one every other day, but we'll see where it goes. Okay, guys? Love y'all, mean it. Bye.